Hey everybody, so on today's episode we are going to go through a bunch of questions. I've gotten a lot of questions lately, so I'm going to split them up into DP32 and DP008. Next week I will do the DP008 questions. This week will be all DP32, DP24. So the first one is somebody asked, they took their SD card. I'm assuming it was a micro SD, so one of these, because they put it in their phone so they could listen to the songs. It's not a good idea, and the reason it's not a good idea is because your phone, when you put an SD card into your phone, it puts stuff onto the card, and I guess what happened is when he did that, it then ruined. He wasn't able to play it again on his Tascam because it changed something. So that's more of a warning to everybody. Just don't do it. If you want to pass it, then plug your phone in. Most phones, like my Samsung here, has a USB slot. Just plug it in directly and then copy the file over and listen to it that way. That's one thing that I guess, yeah, he didn't really think about it. So yeah, that's my warning to you. I'm gonna put these back. I don't know about you guys. I have a little case that I keep all my SD cards in because I like to keep them as I keep them all together, and then this way they are out of the way and they're all nicely packed away, and I know where they are. And I have to move this before the cat throws it somewhere else. So next question that I was asked was time changes on the Tascam. So he's using the metronome on the Tascam, but he wants to do a time change. There isn't really a way to do that on the Tascam. What I have done in the past is, if I want to do something like that, I will like go into MuseScore. I'll create a map there, a timing map, and then use the metronome on MuseScore. So just click, 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 and I will use it to, and then when the time change comes, it'll do the time change. So I have the click track for the first part, and then when the time changes, then it'll do that, and then that's honestly the easiest way to do it. Is you'll have to use an external source and then just record that onto one of your channels and use it that way. I don't even think the model ones do that yet. So I can't really say anything about those because I don't know. Next one is, person has a vocal processor, they want to hook it up. I don't have a vocal processor. I'm not sure how they want to use it. What I would say, so I got my Art Studio one here. This is one that this is as close to a vocal processor that I have. What I would do is, it depends on how you want to record it. Do you want to process it before you, like while you're recording your voice? Do you want to use it that way? If you want to use it that way, then I would say just microphone in, out into the Tascam and record it. Now if you want to do it like I do, where I do the afterthought thing, where I'm like, okay, well now I've got it down, I want to do it, then I'll have to post a link. I'll do that at this point. I'll post a link here for a video for how to do that, just use the effect out. So you've got your vocals down, use the pre-setting on the effects. You send it through the effects loop into your vocal processor, and then back into the Tascam onto a different track. That way you still have the original, and then you have the new one that you've been working on. You can play with it and see how it sounds. Yeah, there isn't like on the DP24s. I don't know why my video keeps getting dark. But on the DP24s, on the model versions of the Tascam, they actually have an insert. And the way an insert works is that it comes from the track. So either if it's recorded, if you're doing a playback or you're recording it, it goes through the insert. So the insert is kind of like just like same concept as got this plug in, microphone in, same concept as that, and it just allows you to play with it. And then it's nice to have for like afterthought. So you have vocals on track 1, and then you have your insert, so you can play with how you want it to sound when it comes out. So when it comes out of there, it goes into that board, into that channel, and then you can play with how you want it to sound. Yeah, the DP32 doesn't have that, or the DP24 doesn't have that either. It's kind of a sad thing, because that was one thing which, even on my 4-track, I had one for tracks 1 and 2, and I loved it. And I would use it all the time for doing compression on vocals afterwards, and gating and expanding to just try to take the noise out. It was beautiful for that stuff. So that's the best I can offer you, is either you record it, while you're recording it, you have it in between your Tascam and your microphone, or after you go through the effects loop and then have it come into a different track, and then you record it onto that second track. Those are your 2 options for that one. That's about what I can tell you. Okay, so the next one is, the person was questioning, they had a fader down on the board. So like, let's say they're working on track 7, they had the fader down, but it was still showing on the screen. That is just the way that most Tascams work. My 4-track works that way, so wherever the fader is, it doesn't matter on the screen. It's just more or less saying there is something on that track, and it's showing you what it's doing. So it's not being pushed through the stereo outs, like through your monitors. It's just showing you that there's something on that track. That's all it's doing. So that is what it's doing in that case. So that's just it's just the way that they work. It's a standard thing. It's just to tell you there's something there. That's how it works. All right. Last question for today is this one was kind of a back and forth between me and him. He's recording. He's got a drum machine. He's recording the drum machine. He's finding that it's quiet when he records it. It's quieter than it should be, and he's trying to figure out why. Now, because I couldn't really see what was going on, I couldn't really help him a lot, but I tried my best. Then he told me, he says, "Oh, what I did was I took the plug and I pulled it out a bit, and then all of a sudden it got louder. So then it finally, boom, hit me." Okay, this is the problem. So what I got here. So this is a standard XLR. Now the nice thing about the Tascam is it has the XLR TRS combo inputs, which I personally love, because then you're not questioning which one you're plugging into it, because there's been times where I've seen people, and I've done it myself, where I plugged into the XLR and the 1/4 inch, and then so now you've completely messed up the system. It's too much power. It might do something. I actually blew out an effects thing by doing that, because it had the same concept on it. I blew it out, and I was very sad about that. So we have our XLRs. We all know how XLR works. It is a mono balanced signal. Now, what balanced means is that it sends 2 phases down the. It sends the signal twice down the line, and it phases it. So one is going the standard normal way, the other one is out of phase. And what that does is that if there's any interference, when they come back together at the bottom, or at the end of the signal, they automatically will phase them. It will clean out a lot of the interference. So any interference that happens during that time gets cleared out. That allows you to have longer cables. Like, you can have 100 feet. You can have a 100-foot cable in that case. Whereas with this one, which is a standard 1/4 inch, which you can call a tip and sleeve, so it's a TS cable if you want to get technical. It won't do that, because it's one signal going straight down the line. And in this case, this is a splitter. I just grabbed it because it was this. And so what he was doing was, so now, well, I'll keep going from my thing here. So this is a TRS cable, which is a tip ring sleeve. Now, growing up in the 70s, if I saw this cable, it would be attached to a set of headphones, because that's where it was commonly used. Now, in this case, this one has a left and a right, well, not a left and a right, but a yellow and a gray output. This is actually for I used to use this on my 4-track for my insert, because the signal would come in and go out. So I get the signal in, have it processed, come back in, and then go out through this cable. That's what this was for. That's what I would use this for. Now, I don't know when this, like I said, so I kind of have this huge gap of 12 years where I didn't do anything, and then I came back to the world of music. So on the case of this being, so in the case of the Tascam, the way it works is this pretty much works the same way as this. So it's a balanced cable. So it goes in, so it sends the same signal, mono, and one's out of phase, one's normal, one's out of phase, and then it comes back and then it switches it back. That's what this does. So I didn't realize this, but I actually have, let me just see if I can pull them out here, because I have adapters for everything, as you know. So I have an XLR to 1/4 inch adapter. This is just one standard I use, and then I didn't realize it, but this would be an XLR to a TRS. So it's the same concept, but it's balanced. And I didn't realize that when I bought these, because if I saw that, I wouldn't have bought them, because I wanted more of these. And I ran into the same problem as this guy, because I was pushing this into one of my compressors that only has 1/4 inch on it, and it was like, why is the signal so quiet? Well, now I know. And I didn't realize it, and I just happened to be going through my adapters and stuff, cleaning up this week, and I saw that and went, oh, hey. So now I will say that I understand why the guy thought this was a stereo, because that's what it can be used for, and that's, your headphone jack on your DP32 is a 1/4 inch. Like, it's not an 1/8 inch. And honestly, when I first saw the Tascam and I saw the stereo bus, I thought that's what this was for. I thought it would take the signal from this and it would then convert to stereo. Doesn't do that. Sad, but it doesn't. Yeah, that's what it does. So yeah, so what you need to do is, in that case, you need to get something like this. So you got your stereo, so you plug this into your drum machine or your whatever you're using, your keyboard, blah blah blah, and you got your stereo, and then you split it apart into mono. That's what this does. So this would use this style cable. So these goes in there, and then you would plug that into 2 channels or 2 inputs on your Tascam. That is how you would deal with that problem. But yeah, if you do it like this, then it's considered a balanced cable, and it doesn't work as we all hoped it would. Yeah, so that is my video today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for asking questions. I do answer these questions in the comments. So they are, if you do happen to see one, I do comment on. I find that if it's a good question or something that a lot of people should know, I will bring it up to this point. I'll do a video on it, and I'm meaning to do one for a while. So next week will be the DP008, and I thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.